Hello, everyone. My name is Judy, and today I have a very special guest. Hi, Zadli.
Hello, everybody.
So,
Mine,
Zadli is a
yes.
member of HYPIA, and today I would like to interview Zadli, and he lives in Korea. So, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, hello, everybody. My name is Ahmad Zadli bin Zahid. I'm known for my nickname Jetli. I come from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. As for my educational background, I used to study in the University of Pennsylvania, United States of America, majoring in
Hmm.
computer science and Japanese. And after that,
Wow.
I studied e-business management in Japan in a university called International University of Japan. After that, I went to China to master Chinese in a university called Zhejiang Ligong Daxue for 2 years. My specialty is basically software development, and now I'm specializing in Grow AI technology. My
Hmm.
hobbies include norebang, which is karaoke,
Yeah.
badminton, saxophone, traveling, and of course, learning languages.
Oh, cool. And how long have you lived in Korea?
I've been living about 1.5 years already, working in Gimpo, which is a city south of Seoul.
Yeah. Okay. Zadli and I, we met in 2022 in Poland,
Yes,
right?
correct.
We were both at the Polyglot Gathering in Teresin, and then that was before you moved to Korea, right?
Yes, yes, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. So there we met, and I realized that Zadli is a master of Asian languages because he speaks fluent Chinese, Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, and what other languages do you speak? Asian languages?
Indonesian
Yeah.
and my own native language, Malay.
Yeah. And I am more interested in European languages, so we thought we were very different, but we share this passion of learning languages. So,
Yes.
in total, how many languages do you speak?
In total, right now, six. Uh, Malay, English, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and Indonesian.
Oh, okay. And you learned Korean in Korea, or you spoke Korean before you came to Korea?
I basically learned Korean when I was in Malaysia during the pandemic. I wanted to master another language that is quite similar to Chinese and Japanese. Korean
Yeah.
was the right choice. So I studied in Malaysia for about 6 months.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to go over your language journey, your entire journey. So, were you always a language nerd? Have you always been a language nerd, or when did you actually start picking up languages?
Good question. Basically, I started having this interest in languages when I was in the US. At that time, there were several Japanese exchange students that came to learn English, and I
Hmm.
wanted to make friends with them. However, their English standard was not that great.
Yeah.
So I decided if they cannot speak English, why not I learn their language? And so that I can become their friends and also
Yeah.
immerse in their culture. So
Yeah.
from there on, I started to become interested in several languages to make new friends.
Oh, and then that's also the reason why you majored in Japanese in university?
Exactly, yes. After having a good experience with these Japanese exchange students, I decided why not do a second major.
Wow. And so before you went to the United States for university, you didn't speak any other languages aside from your native language?
Yes, I only spoke English and Malay before I went to the United States. So I became more open-minded and more passionate about the world when I went abroad
Oh,
to the United States.
I see. That's because you made more international friends and then you learned about different cultures.
Yes, correct, exactly.
Okay. And then computer science was your other major,
Yeah, that was
right?
my primary major, yes. My secondary major was Japanese.
Okay.
And then I
So
also decided to minor in Chinese at the same time.
you minored in Chinese in university?
Yes, yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And why Chinese?
Because when I started learning Japanese, I got fascinated by the beautiful Chinese characters.
Yeah.
For me, it's very logical and it looks like a jigsaw puzzle. So why
Okay.
not kill two birds with one stone? So I decided to pick up Chinese at the same time.
Oh, okay. And why are you interested in Asian languages? Is that because of Hanja, Chinese characters?
Yes, yes. The primary reason was Hanja because these three languages primarily base their words from Hanja. Even though Korean does not use Hanja anymore, it's using Hangul, but their base history, the words how they are pronounced, based on Hanja. And
Mm,
then secondly, my country, Malaysia, the government is promoting for us to emulate the Eastern countries like Japan, China, and Korea through the Look East policy. Our government is trying to is asking us to emulate how the Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans are hardworking and how they manage to develop
mm,
their countries. So
mm.
they sent many students to these countries to study.
I see. So after your undergraduate studies in the United States, you stayed there to work, or
Yes, yes.
did
I
you move
was
to another
in the
country?
United States for 7 years, 5 years of studies
Wow.
and 2 years of working there. I was working in Philadelphia, where my university was located at.
Wow. And then after that, did you go to China?
No, I went back to Malaysia to work. And then after working there for a few years, I decided to pursue my master's. And since
Yeah.
I have a deep passion for Japanese language,
Mm-hmm.
I decided to pursue my master's in Japan. And I was
Wow.
there for 6 years. Yes.
Wow. In management, right?
Yeah. It's like MBA for IT management.
Wow. And so it's different field from languages, but what made you interested in, first of all, computer science and also management?
Okay. If you say it's different, but for me, even computer science as programming languages, they're like a family of
Oh,
languages too. Like they have Java, C Sharp, C++. They have their
yes.
own syntax and semantics, just like languages.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I see. And IT management, why did you choose that field?
I also wanted to manage IT projects, helping a team of developers to promote software. So that's why I also decided to study management.
Okay. And then you worked in Japan, so did you use Japanese all the
Yes,
time when you
yes.
were working there?
Even though the company was Citibank Japan, everything was in Japanese, especially the documents were all written in Japanese. Only meetings with the top management was done in English. Other than that, with our colleagues, with our counterparts, we had to use Japanese,
Wow. So
which is
your
was good for me.
Japanese is, yeah, professional working proficiency.
Yes, yes, correct.
Wow.
That was yeah,
Okay.
it's good
So
experience.
7 years in Japan?
6 years.
6 years in Japan, and then you moved to China after that?
Yes, after that I moved to China. I decided to study and also travel all across China. So I went to this university called Zhejiang Sci-Tech University to fully master Chinese and at the same time travel all over China. So this was not related to work, but more of my passion.
Okay. Your passion for the Chinese language.
Yes, for the Chinese characters, basically. Yeah, I really love Chinese characters very much.
Why? Why do you love it so much?
No, it's just so beautiful. It's like an intrinsic art, and it also is more logical to English to me. I give you an
Mm.
example. You know, when you see the word drone, right? If you ask somebody who has been who 50 years ago, can you guess from the word drone, DRONE? Nobody can guess, right? But if you look at the Chinese characters, it's called Wu Renji, meaning no people on the machine, no person on the machine.
I
So you
love
can
it.
guess, you can basically guess what that word drone means in Chinese language, but in
I
English you can
see.
never guess. So
I see.
it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You mix and match pictures to make a
Yeah,
word.
yeah. And did Hanja help you learn Korean?
Yes, yes, very much. If not
Oh,
for Hanja, I don't think I can easily learn Korean. So whenever
mm,
I learn a new word in Korean, I would first ask, is there a hanja behind it? If there's a hanja, I can easily remember the word better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And Hanja is the reason why you first started studying Korean, right?
Yes, yes.
And
It's
were
one.
you
Yeah.
interested in like other cultural aspects of Korea, for example, K-pop or K-drama?
I was very interested in K-drama. I've been watching dramas a lot even till now, even when I was studying in Malaysia too, to improve my Korean.
Mm.
But not
And
really K-pop, mostly Korean dramas.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any tips for Korean learners who already speak Japanese or Mandarin, who has a basis, who knows a little bit of Chinese characters?
Okay. Um, for like Korean dramas, what I do is I watch them with two subtitles. One is English, is one in Korean. And then
Hmm.
whenever I don't understand, I rewind it several times until I understand. And then I will write down that word and also the equivalent hanja in my notes. That's one of
Mm-hmm.
my primary methods to learn Korean. The second one is that since I love norebang, I love karaoke,
Hmm.
what I do is when I sing the song, I study the lyrics and try to understand what the word means and also what is the hanja behind it. These are my primary two main methods that I learned to master Korean.
Okay. But some words, there are equivalent expressions in Hanja, but I feel like those are too advanced. Do you sometimes come across that difficulty? Because when I talk to people who already speak Mandarin and try to learn Korean with Hanja, they speak like, I don't know, ancient text sometimes, I feel like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I feel that too. Of course, there are words in Korean that have no equivalent in hanja, but I do find them some equivalents to Japanese vocabulary or even
Mm,
to Chinese. The way they sound, it sounds like Chinese. Yeah. So
okay.
I think knowing one of these languages will help learn the other languages, the same family
Okay.
group.
Yeah. And have you tried learning other languages that are from different language family, for example, like European languages or Latin languages?
I I know how to read Arabic because I can read the Quran, but I don't know how to speak it. So my next target of languages to learn will be Arabic and Hebrew. Hebrew because it's also similar to Arabic, so I can also kill two birds with one stone through that. But
I see.
I will only start learning Arabic once I'm not in Korea anymore. My main
Mm,
focus now is to learn more Korean.
okay. So, how are you, what are you doing concretely in Korea to improve your Korean? So, you work in Korea, so you work to your colleagues in Korean, and what else do you do?
I joined it's something called Somoin application. It's like Meetup, where I can meet more Koreans through clubs, social clubs like join
Mhm.
badminton or karaoke with them. So make
Yeah,
I can improve my Korean through them. And I watch a lot of Korean news too every day. So yeah, and read newspapers to improve my vocabulary in Korean.
I see. And now it's been a year since you've been in Korea, or more than a year. So, what do you like about Korea, or what do you not like about Korea?
I love the food, especially the spicy Korean food, because in Malaysia we also eat something similar. So yeah, I love eating Korean food every day, and I also love the language, the
Mhm.
culture, and people here are very friendly. The only thing I don't like is the winter. It's too
Yeah.
cold for me. It's extremely cold.
Yeah, it's cold. Korean winter is cold. The
Yeah.
wind, especially. Yeah.
Compared to Japan and China, Korea is extremely cold. And for a
Oh,
Malaysian like me, coming from a tropical country is unbearable.
I see.
That's the only
Yeah.
downside of Korea, the
Okay.
winter.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to ask, so you're a IT computer engineer or AI engineer?
Previously, I was a computer scientist or computer software developer, But now I'm in the AI, artificial
Yeah.
intelligence.
So you work in artificial intelligence and being able to speak multiple languages, has that helped you professionally and how?
Because in we have customers in China and Japan too.
Mm,
So they will request to translate documents in our user requirements to Japanese and Chinese. So I was asked to handle those and also to talk to potential clients in Japan or China. They will ask me to help handle the
mm,
meetings. So yeah,
yeah,
these languages have been very helpful in my career.
yeah, very helpful. Because you went to Japan and you got a job in Japan and you worked in Japanese. And had you not spoken Japanese, it would have been harder to make a career in Japan, right?
Yes, yes, that's right.
Yeah, okay. And in Korea as well. So okay. And what is the reason why you're learning languages? Why do you keep on learning languages?
The primary reason is to make more international friends and also
Oh,
immerse in
yeah,
their culture.
yeah,
The second reason is for medical purposes. As you might know, based on research, if you study languages, you will stimulate the brain cell and you
yeah.
will stop dementia, can prevent dementia basically.
Yes.
So yeah, it's always good to learn languages. Yeah.
I see. And is there a language that you would like to learn in the future?
Oh, obviously Arabic. That's
Oh,
my next
Arabic.
target language. Because I really know the basics. I can read and write. I just need to know how to speak it.
I see. And you're interested because of religious reasons or
Partly, but I also I'm also how do I say very intrigued by the beauty of the language, how
mm,
it's written differently from other languages,
I
and how
see.
it's being pronounced.
Yeah. Okay. And also, how did you find out about HYPIA?
Through you guys in in the polyglot gathering.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, just polyglot community in general, how did you find out about it? Have you always been involved in it or?
I just wanted to find people who are like me, crazy about languages, weird people like us. So I decided to use Google, and then I found, yeah, the polyglot gathering. So I was excited to meet people who are like me. So
Yeah.
decided to join, and then I met you there first time.
Yeah. 2020 Teresin was your first gathering?
Yes, yes, that's right. That was my
Okay.
first gathering. Yes.
Okay. And one hard question is, what is your favorite language?
Okay, first of all, I would like to apologize. It's not Korean.
Yeah.
It's
It's
my
okay.
first favorite language is obviously Chinese. I
Oh,
have three reasons why. The first is Hanja, the Chinese characters, as I told you, how beautiful it is. You
yeah.
know, you can combine characters to make new words. The second reason is the tone. The tones is like music. You know, I love karaoke.
Yeah.
So it's like for me singing. When you're talking in Chinese, you're singing lyrics. The third reason is basically how logical it is and the grammar. Grammar for me, Chinese is has the simplest grammar I think so far. From the
Mm,
languages I learn, it's very easy.
okay.
Yes.
And yeah, I understand that Korean is not your favorite language, but what do you like about Korean?
Ah, okay. The, the pronunciation is very difficult, so it's a challenge for me. You know, like
Oh,
you have double emphasis, like bang and pang, gul
yeah.
and gul.
Is
For
that
me, it
hard?
was very very difficult, but I find it as
Oh,
a challenge. So, but the
yeah.
grammar wise is similar to Japanese. So for me to pick up Korean grammar was very easy, but the most
Yeah, I see.
difficult part was just pronunciation.
I see. Okay. Um, my last question or my last question is, do you have any advice for language learners or people who are interested in languages?
Okay, my very basic advice to anybody who wants to pick up a new language is don't be afraid to make mistakes. You
Mm,
will make mistakes when you learn a language. People will laugh at you, but take it as a challenge for you to improve yourself. I've been making many mistakes, even in Korea when I was speaking Korean. People were laughing, but I don't mind. It's just a part of learning. So never be how do I say depressed if somebody makes fun of you. It's a process, to make mistakes whenever you learn a new thing.
mhm. Okay, so that's it for our interview. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope to see you in person in Korea or at another gathering, but I think we'll meet each other in Korea soon.
Yes, yes. Hope to see you again too.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.